Very nice, thank you. I like that phrase at the end, the same stream of life that flows through the world flows through my veins. That definitely relates to what I'm talking about tonight. And your reading tonight was spot on too. So many different parallels in there. So many different ones. And I wasn't absolutely sure how many people had actually read that posting. When I posted that, I had also been doing a lot of extra work and trying to accomplish so many different things. And that night, I took a break, was on Netflix, decided to watch one of Robin Williams' movies. Toys was the one that I watched that night. And by the time I was done, it's like the people who are most successful in life are the ones that are just having fun. And it got me thinking about it, and eventually came down to the idea that I get myself trapped in this idea that we're here to learn lessons, we're here to accomplish a task, we're here to pass the test or whatever it is. We're here to do work. And I get so focused in that we have to do work that I forget to have fun. And I forget something else. I'm a very forgetful person sometimes. Long time ago, back when I lived in Kansas City, after I had lost everything and hit bottom, there was one particular day, one of the things that I lost was glasses. I was going around town for a month, didn't have glasses. And my eyes are so bad to where if I was walking down the street, I'd have to walk up to a street sign, strain my eyes to see what street I was on. That's how bad my eyes are without glasses. It's one of the things that I will change eventually. Not yet, I have other things I want to do first. But one particular day, I had stopped in an eyeglass store to find out how much does it cost to buy eyeglasses. And as I mentioned, I was in the position of starting over again. I'd lost everything. I was not really wealthy, couldn't easily afford things. And my method of saving was to take the money that I had been paid from a paycheck, tuck it away in my wallet so I didn't see it. Well, I went in, found out I could get a pair of glasses with the eye exam and everything for about $100, and they said, okay, well, I'm supposed to get paid this Friday. This was a month into all this. I'm supposed to get paid this Friday. I can afford it then. Can't afford it now, but I can afford it then. So I left the store and was walking down the sidewalk. I got at least a half a block away. I may have gotten a block away before I realized I had $100 in my wallet. I could have afforded to get the glasses, and I definitely needed them. So, turned back around, went, got the glasses, got my paycheck that Friday, everything was good. But I had forgotten that I had the money in my wallet. Has anybody ever forgotten something like that? Okay, I see a couple of hands, okay. We've all forgotten something somewhere. We wouldn't be human if we hadn't. And I mean that quite literally. We would not be human if we had not forgotten something. And not just something in general, but something very specific. In the divinity prayer that you brought up, it brings up a quote from Christ. I and the Father are one. He who has seen me has seen the Father. That's what we've forgotten. We have forgotten our connection to divinity. Every once in a while, we do hear that phrase, that we're part of God, we are connected to God, there's a part of God within us. And when I talk to people about this idea, eventually somewhere in the conversation, I hear a belief behind what they're telling me. That yes, there's a part of God within me, but it's an awfully small part. God is divided between so many different people, so many different things. God's spread out all over the universe. There's just a little bit left for me. And I want to play with that idea tonight. All about having fun. We're going to have some fun. At least I am. I like numbers. How many people like numbers? Okay, well, for those that don't like numbers, it's going to be easy tonight because we're not going to deal with anything heavy. Does everyone know that 2 is greater than 1? Does everybody know that a 2-digit number is bigger than a 1-digit number? Okay, good. You got all the math skills needed. I looked up a few numbers in preparing for this talk, and the idea that God is spread out all over the universe. Okay, well, how far does that go? There's approximately somewhere around 7 billion people in the world today. There's been a lot more people since the beginning of time. I played with the numbers a lot of different ways. Okay, even if we consider the fact that God spread all over the universe, how many different atoms are there in the universe? Well, I looked that one up. I had absolutely no clue. But I found out that our best scientists estimate that there are, well, I can't really give you the number, but I can tell you that the number is about 80 digits long. That's a pretty big number because we've got 100 is 3 digits, 1,000 is 4 digits, 1,000,000 is 7 digits, 1,000,000,000 is 10 digits, 1,000,000,000 is 10 digits. And every time you add a digit, you're multiplying times 10. And the number of atoms in the known universe, the way they say it, is about 80 digits long. That's a pretty big number. So I got to thinking, okay, well, let's kind of go off on the deep end on this one. Let's say that God is recreating the universe every single second. And let's say that every second is being thrown away to account for time, the fourth dimension. And so I figured, okay, well, how long has the universe been around? Well, according to our scientists, somewhere around 14 billion years ago. That billion again. 1 billion is 10 digits. 14, we have to add another digit to count that. So 11 digits. How many seconds are in a year? Well, there's a little over 3 million seconds in a year. Okay, so how many seconds in that 14 billion years? Well, when you multiply those kind of numbers together, if you take the number of digits of one number, add it to the number of digits of the other number, you're probably within the ballpark, within 1 or 2 digits. So if you take a 7-digit number, which is the number of seconds in a year, add it to an 11-digit number, which is the number of years of the universe, you've got an 18-digit number that represents how many seconds have been in the universe. Roughly speaking. But then again, the scientists don't really know how long the universe has been around. There's a theory that I bring up every once in a while that if our movie makers, one time we were watching the backstory on how they made the Lord of the Rings, and they made the sets to look ancient. If our movie makers can make something brand new that looks like it's been around for 1,000 years, couldn't God create the universe to make it look like it had been around a couple billion? For all we know, it was created before, scratch that, for all we know, it was just created 5 minutes ago. And our memory of what happened before that is just part of what was created. So, going off on a tangent here, I do that quite a bit. Okay, let's try to get back to, if the universe was being recreated every single second, we're talking about a number about 18 digits. Multiply that times the 80-digit number of how many atoms in the universe, and we've got somewhere close to a 100-digit number. It's a pretty big number. But if we try to find out what number represents God, does anybody know what number represents God?
0. 0.
Okay, infinity, you're doing the infinity? She's already got a copy of the book, you get one. We have a winner. Okay, so next question. What does infinity stand for? What does infinity actually mean?
Never ending.
Never ending.
Never ending. Who said that? You get a book too.
Actually, no, I have one though, but thank you very
I'll
much,
take
and I
it.
like
Yeah, I
that book.
would
Okay.
No, all right. Bless you.
I'll pass it. Pass it back, right behind you.
Thank you.
Okay, never ending. That's what we're talking about here. Never ending. How many digits represents never ending? You can't name it. It's that, yeah. Sure, yeah. We'll give you one. See, that's how you get people active on something. You start giving stuff away. They start paying attention. Okay, so universe recreated every second for 14 billion years. We're still around a 100-digit number. It's not in the book. It's not in the book. We're off in the deep end right now. We're having fun. I like to play with numbers. Okay, so if we figure that the universe is just getting started, it's just taken its first breath in a 1,000-year life. Okay, it's got a long ways to go. So we can figure that 100-digit number. Let's just multiply it by 100 billion digits. If we divide God between the infinity by a number that's 100 billion digits long, what does each piece have? Everything. Infinity. Because mathematically, this is one of those things where you kind of have to know the math a little bit. Infinity divided by any number is still infinity. Doesn't matter how big of a number you divide it, each piece is still infinite. That means every atom within your body contains the infinite power of God. Every thought going through your mind has an infinite amount of power behind it. You can create your own universe with just one thought. Let that sink in for a moment. Is there anything that life can throw at you that you don't have the power to handle? No. It doesn't matter how far God is spread out. The piece that is yours is still infinite. You have the power to accomplish anything as long as you remember that you have that power. And you remember how to use it. There's a friend of mine out in California that says, we don't need to teach you anything. You don't need to learn anything. You just need to remember. And there's the theory that before we're born, we go into it knowing what we're getting ourselves into. That we choose our challenges. Lynn and I was talking about this the other day, that this is one reason why people go to amusement parks, ride roller coasters, go to haunted houses, so that we can be scared. Because it's those experiences that lets us know that we're alive. So when we go through life and experiences come up that scare us, that's fun. That's what we came here to do, was to be scared, to overcome the challenge, and to remember our own divinity. The book I'm handing out does have some information on how you can use the power of belief. Belief is probably the most important piece of using that infinite power that you have. According to your beliefs, is it done to you, as Christ was always saying. According to your faith, is it done. Whatever you ask for in prayer, as long as you believe that you will have it, you will. Faith is the most important thing. And the only other thing that I would possibly add to that is intention. Believe that you can, intend to make it happen. I can and I will. If you approach everything in life like that, you will succeed. Just remember that you do have that power. Thank you.